Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Leonie. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. I promise you, even if you have not seen any of my other videos, from this video onwards will be something that you would want to watch. Join the family by hitting that subscribe button. For the returning subscribers, you always know that I always appreciate you guys, and I can tell you that I even come here because of people like you. As you can already tell, this is part 2 of my relocation story, right? So I think what I'll do is I'm going to do like a relocation series, but it's going to be more like a story time, right? Today is 24th of July. It's a Sunday, and I'm very excited to make this video, and I'm hoping that my excitement does not interfere with me being able to put my thoughts into the right place. I started my relocation journey early last year. I started trying to go to my master's, but I was doing for a different country last year, which was Canada. And that was just because I had a friend that, helped me get started, encouraged me, and even introduced me to somebody. And I started that journey because of that friend. My friend is late now, but I know that I told myself that even if it's only for that guy, I'm going to have a complete testimony on my Canada story. That would be in future, right? But this is where we are now. And I started, I think, around February. In fact, I wanted to go for July, and even at the time I was starting my application in January, I knew somewhere at the back of my mind that it might be too late. As in fact, I think I submitted my application like 2 days before the deadline or something like that. And I knew that when you are not very proactive with things like that, there's tendency that you are way back in the line, and they would have treated a number of people before they even get to you. So your chances sometimes of getting it would be like very slim, except it just comes by sheer miracle. Anyway, so I didn't get the admission. I was told that they were full for the year. They could not take everybody that applied, and I should try again the next year. So I already put it in my plans for January 2022 this year, and I just channeled my energy into other things like getting a better job. I was working then, but I wasn't really working in the career path I really wanted. So I was hoping that okay, I could transition. So I started putting my focus on transitioning. Backstory. So, and I did that last year. I was able to get my first job in the role I really wanted, and I have videos of all of this part of the story, and I'll try and link as many videos as are related to this in the description box below. So by the time I got the job, I told myself, okay, now I have the job I want, even if this is just like a start. Let me put my relocation plans on hold and focus on getting better at my job, getting better experiences and things like that, and improving myself. So as against trying again for January, I just told myself, okay, let's see what this year really holds for me. Let me just leave this year to work, get more experience and all of that. So, and that was what happened. So I paused it. That was sometimes in June last year. And I started my new job, I think August, and then coming into this year, I knew that I wanted something better than what I was doing, and I was able to get a better job. When you're praying for some things, you also have to know that a lot of other things can come that might be making you question why you even prayed for that in the first place. So I got this job. It was great, good role, good money, but it was taking all of my time. Like, I literally leave my house 5:30 every day, come back 8 p.m. 5:30 a.m., 8 p.m. I don't see my kids in the morning. If I'm able to catch them before bedtime in the evening, all glory to God. If not, the cycle just continues. Like, and I was in this Monday to Saturday. Saturdays though, I didn't have to leave like very early. Like, resumption time for Saturday was like 10 a.m. and then closing time was 3 p.m. So I still had time in the morning before I leave the house, and then I had some time in the evening. But I didn't see myself doing that for a long time. Like, this was me coming from an hybrid environment to like a remote environment, and then me now having to work full time. Like, it was really crazy, and it took me so long to adjust. And I knew that even if, as much as everything was looking like it was good, I knew I could not do this for so long. But because it was also not that easy to get a good job in Nigeria, in fact, I can tell you that from my first month, I started looking for another job. I put myself back out there. Like, I was open to opportunities, and I was applying, I was looking at every opportunity, and I was still talking to people and all of that, But then after a while, most of the jobs I was getting is either the pay was lesser, it wasn't really worth it. So I told myself, okay, let me relax. Let me start doing the job, putting my bed. I thought at some point about moving houses closer to my job, but it was going to cost so much money. I'd have to change the children's school. And I asked myself, at the end of the day, you make money, you are now increasing your expenses. That was not the plan. I was hoping that I would even be able to save more, because I knew the plans I had in future, right? So I decided, okay, I'll manage myself, I'll manage the family as much as I can, and that now made me to start thinking about relocation again. Like, okay, maybe I should just start to think about this relocation thing again, because I don't want a situation whereby the job I did before the new one, I did it for about 7 months, and then now I will leave again. And how do I explain to the new person that will hire me that in the space of 1 year I have left like 2 different jobs, you know? So I told myself that, okay, the only thing that will make sense now is if I leave this job because I want to travel. So I started the new job in February this year, and by April I started my relocation plans again. So this time around, because I have family in the UK, they started encouraging me to try UK. Okay, I think one of the reasons why I wasn't really looking at the UK initially was because I didn't like the fact that they restricted you to coming back immediately after your studies to your country. And I asked myself, if I have to spend so much money to go and study, why can't I have the opportunity to work and at least make good money, as against coming back to Nigeria and coming back to square one, you know? So I wasn't considering UK when they stopped that thing. So, but when early this year, or maybe sometimes last year, I heard that, oh, they've started giving people 2 years post-study to work, I said, okay, that makes sense. And then I have my in-laws in the UK, and they were encouraging me to come over and all of that. So I said, okay, let me paint Canada, and then let me do UK. If I still want to go to Canada, I can do it from UK. So I decided that, okay, I would try UK. And somebody had introduced me to an agent that was charging me money. Why will you charge me money? I'm still going to be spending a lot of money. These are things that people tell you, if you do your research, you have time to do your research, you can do it by yourself. Like, you don't need to pay somebody, and that money you want to pay someone, you can channel it to some of these expenses that you have ahead of you. So I told myself, I'm not going to pay anybody money. And you know, there are times that people tell you, oh, when you have plans, don't tell some people, something can happen. I don't have that mindset, but I also know that it's not everything you also tell everybody. So I have few sets of friends that times when I have to make decisions, I just discuss with them, you know, just to get like either confirmation or get people to pray with me or people to encourage me. So I was talking to a friend of mine who just relocated earlier in the year, and then he told me that what are my plans, that he knows that I had mentioned that I wanted to travel, that what happened to the plan. And I told him that, oh, this didn't work out last year, this year I wanted to start again, but now it's like I'm thinking you can. And say, oh, why not? That is also in the UK. I knew you travel, I didn't know exactly where, and I didn't ask because, you know, I'm more of the opinion that if people want to share, they will share with you, rather than being like very inquisitive about it. So, and then he said, oh, he's in UK, and that it took him just about 4 months to start the process and all of that. And he actually went to an agent, but they didn't charge him a dime. I'm like, really? Okay, can I have your agent's contact? And then he gave me the contact of the lady. I called her. I had to go see her in her office, and then I found out that, oh, they were affiliated with some of those schools in the UK. So they won't charge you, they will help you through the process even up until your visa application process. And I started that journey. That was back in April, right? Then I won't go into too much details of applications, this is just my story time. I'll probably do like another series where I will now be explaining the processes, at least the ones that I did and that worked for me. So anyway, so I started the process. She sent me a list of schools, she gave me the possible fees, average and all of that. So that helped me to know how much in total I was looking at on the average, and trust me, it was scary. We'll go into details in the other in the other series, right? Anyway, but I knew that I was going to start, and I told myself, if God really wants it to happen for me, it will happen for me. And I sent in my documents, the ones I could get immediately, my transcript, student copy, I got it. My I had my references, academic and professional reference. I had my certificates. I had all of those things. Remember, I had done this before, so I had some of the things I needed at hand. Then my CV, I had my passport. So I just sent everything in, and I picked one of the schools that she had sent on the list. But she also helped me add like 3 other schools to the list, and she sent in applications to those schools. And then the waits began. So I did all of this ending of April, and then throughout May I didn't hear from them. I just got mails to confirm that yes, they had received my applications and they were working on it, and I didn't need to send in any email except the request for something, you know. And then I started waiting the whole of May, waiting. By June, I think I got like a notification from one of the schools that said, oh, they were already full for September, and if I wanted to defer my admission till January, I should fill a particular form. I did that. Then I later got another notification from one of the schools again to say, oh, unfortunately they could not grant me the admission. My God, when I got the first one that said I should defer, I was even still hopeful, you know. But then this other one was saying they were not giving it to my man. I'm like, oh, what did I do wrong, or what did they do wrong? So, but I just told myself, I still have 2 more to go. the one I really wanted had not even said anything. Then there was one more option, so I kept on waiting. And then June passed, nothing. So by July, I started telling myself, if by July this school have not gotten back, that means they probably will not get back in time for September. So maybe I should start applications for January. There's still time. At least this time around I'll start early. So I called my agent to say, okay, I've not heard from this school. These two I've heard from. These ones I've not heard from. Is there anything we need to do? She said, oh, she was going to send in like a mail, blah blah blah. So that was the first week of July. And then by the second week, I still didn't hear from them. So I called her again. Madam, I think I want us to start January applications. And then she said, okay, not a problem. I should resend my documents again. They will start new sets of applications. So I sent. Now that was on a Monday. The Sunday before, I remember that I had, like in church, they had prayed. There was a particular prayer point I really keyed into, and it was about those of us that were waiting for some decisions and all of that. And that May you were waiting for would come, things like that. I'm a spiritual person. I don't come on YouTube and act all spiritual. So I keyed into it and I told God, I know I've tried this before, it didn't work out, and I'm the kind of person that always tells myself, if I do this and it doesn't work, if I have to struggle to do something, then it means that God didn't really want it for me in the first place, or He didn't want it for me at that time. So I'm always open to try again and still to trust in the process. So I told God, if I'm really waiting for this mail. This is the reason why I open my emails every morning, just flipping through just to see if I've gotten a response. And when the pastor prayed, I said amen, and that settled it for me. Do you know that the day that I sent in my documents again, I was just going through my email, and then I got an email, and I was so excited. Like, I had to call my agent back quickly. Like, I'm sure she thought when I was going, I was trying to confirm if she got my documents, but I was calling her to say no, I had gotten a mail from one of the schools. And then she was like, oh, okay, what did it was? A conditional offer. There was a form that they called it enhanced personal statement. So, and when I read through the form, it was just because I had like a study gap. So I think for undergraduates, they only want like 3 years between your, say, SSC and when you want to go to college. And then for postgraduates, they needed the maximum was 5 years, and I have like about 10 years gap because I finished from university 2011. So that's like 11 years. So I needed to explain the reason why I'm now trying to go back to study. And I filled the form. Then I also needed to fill like another personal statement, like a proper personal statement, because the one I did before was for a different course. It was human resources management, but the course that I was offered was international business and management. So I needed to do an SOP for that course. So I did both of them. In fact, like I did it that day, sent it to some of my mentors and all of that, so that they could proofread, help me make corrections and all that. And by the next day, I sent it in. Like now they're saying I should pay a deposit, which would show my commitment, and then that I can also use that to get my confirmation of acceptance of studies, which is called CAS. So and that was £4,000. So I looked at everything I had saved. I don't even think that's even up to like £1,000, guys. Anyway, and I was looking at the fact that I needed to do that before September 1st. Don't forget, all of this is happening in July. Today is 24th. All of this happened between Monday and today, Sunday, right? So, and I told myself, even if they give me a deadline of September 1st, if I have to, school resumes in October, by the way. If I have to wait till like ending of August, I don't even have enough time to pay my deposit, get my CAS, and start my visa application process, and still travel, So that meant that everything just has to be going back to back. I started looking for money. Okay, so I put all my savings together. I looked at all the expectations I had, because I was like, this was something I was planning for. It's just that timing and everything. So I knew I was expecting some funds, but it wasn't going to meet that timing. So guys, I now started to panic. For every time I panic, I always tell myself, God, you started it, you'll finish it, And I started to think about how I could raise the money. I didn't want to borrow. So even if I'm going to borrow, I don't want to borrow something that will actually not even cover for all of the funds that I need to get me there. I don't know if you get it. Like, I'm not going to borrow one small money when I know that I'm still going to need another money. I'm still going to need another money and all of that. So at the end of the day, I'm not running to pay back when I still even have expenses. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, so I knew that borrowing was out of the question. So I just spoke to a few people that I felt like they knew about this whole plan from the beginning, and then I could also prove to them that this was my expectations, and this was how I was going to be able to give this back, And some people did it, free of charge, as this is our own commitment, our own seed, and all. It's good to have good friend. Guys, even when I put everything together, I still didn't have 30% of what I needed. In all of this, I think I should also mention that my mother-in-law is one person that has always been on our neck like this. You guys must leave this country. This country is not for you people. She travels a lot, so she has seen the world, so she knows that there's a better life out there, right? So she carried it on her head like this, and then she would say, no, that money will come out, da, 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 da. So I had a lot of people gingering me. And then my sister-in-law, I call her my sugar mommy. That's what I call her. For the first time I called her, she was just laughing because she's somebody that she has been there. I've been married 7 years, and she has been there for me. In fact, every member of my husband's family has been there for me at one point or the other in my life. My sister-in-law, I think she took me as a project. Like, she took me as a younger sister. I don't have an elder sister. I don't even have a younger sister. I'm the only girl in my house, but she took me like a sister, and she takes care of me. She takes care of me. She takes care of my kid. So she lives in the UK. She's one of the people that wanted me to come to the UK. And then she asked me, like, when you send me your admission letter, what are they requesting? How much have you guys been able to come up with? Okay, if you are able to do this now, when will you get it? We added ourselves to a group, all discussed, talked about it, and then she said, okay, I'm going to pay the money. Send everything you have to my account, and then I'll pay this money, even though you guys will pay me back when you come. I said, I should not pay back. Am I okay? Anyway, so that was how my sister-in-law paid my deposit. Guys, I was in shock. Like, she even said she was going to do it later that day, but in like 30 minutes I was just seeing the debit, the proof of payment. I could not. I was at work. I didn't even know what I was in again. My body was shaking. I could not do anything. Thank God that it was on a Saturday and we closed like 3 o'clock. This happened like around 1 p.m. So I had like little time left at work. I could not even concentrate. I did not know what to do. Like, I was all over the place. I don't know, guys. I cannot tag her because she's not on YouTube, but maybe I'll drop her Instagram angle or maybe a business angle. You guys, you have to go and show her love, please. Like, just tell her that Lonely sent you. Who needs a sugar daddy when you have a sugar mommy? Anyway, like, I had to send the school a bill again with the evidence of payment. So I decided to like use the same mail thread that I had sent with my other documents, and then I sent this in to say, okay, I've also attached a proof of payment of my deposit. So I'm hoping that my cash comes out this week, because yeah, the payment was made on a Saturday. Monday, Tuesday, by Wednesday, if I've not heard from them, then I'll see if I can reach out. I know when I sent the first email, they had put like a form that if I had any inquiries about my application, I should fill that form so that they can attend to it faster than when you send an email and they have to go through so many other mails. So I'm going to do that latest by Wednesday if I've not heard from them. And so I'm trying to see if I can book my TB test. I'll do that maybe tomorrow, just so that I want to book it at a time that is also close to when I have to go and start my visa application process. So when I have more updates, I'll come back and then I would share with you guys. If you made it to the end of this video, I know it's a very long one. I can tell already. I've not even seen it, but I can tell. Remember to hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss the remaining parts of this video, and you don't want to miss the ultimate, my journey from Nigeria to the UK. Okay guys, remember to give this video a thumbs up, and also you can leave comments, maybe share your story if you have experienced this kind of thing, and you know, let's just connect. And if you're in the UK, in another video I'll not talk about my university and then we can connect. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.